Hey guys, wanted to make a video talking about how to gear up as a bruiser. Nothing fancy, just a solid gearing strategy to get you as war ready as fast as possible. This will give you a good, solid progression path to work towards to be as effective as you can throughout the gearing stages. So that way you'll be able to war while you're gearing. So I'm just going to start from the top, work down. I'm going to start with weapons, hit up armor, hit up jewelry. I'll throw out a few named items here and there, a few named weapons, jewelry, stuff like that that you can use to kind of facilitate. Everything's going to be 2 perkers, and I'm going to tell you kind of where you should end up. So with the Great Axe, 2 perker Great Axe should be pretty affordable depending on the server that you are on. We're looking for thwarting strikes and a refreshing move. Refreshing move ultimately really being what we want. Thwarting strikes is great to have too. That's a great 2 perker to get. They should be fairly cheap on your auction house or trading post rather. Most people are rolling these 2 perks while fishing for like best in slot. So typically there's an abundance of them and they're on the auction house fairly cheap. If you do not want to spend money on a Great Axe, a named Great Axe that's not terrible, but I would definitely say the 2 perker is probably better, is Commander Marius's Prize. I believe it is Keen, Refreshing Move, Chain Fire. So definitely something worth looking into. Warhammer, ultimately you're looking for Sundering Shockwave. There are a number of named Warhammers with Sundering Shockwave on it. If you're looking for a 2 perk off the auction house, I'm probably looking for Sundering Shockwave, Thwarting Strikes, or Sundering Shockwave and Attunement. One of those two work well. Again, they should be fairly cheap. Plague Strikes also is a viable second perk with Sundering Shockwave. Again, there are many named Warhammers with Sundering Shockwaves. You can use New World Database to pull that up. Armor, a 2 perker set. I'm looking for 4 Resilient, 4 Elemental Aversion, Insatiable Gravwell, Enfeebling Maelstrom, and then as much freedom from that point on that I can fit. But the 4 Resil, 4 Elemental Aversion, Gravwell, and Maelstrom perks, those are must-haves. Shouldn't be too crazy expensive. You should be able to fish up some pretty cheap Resilient Elemental Aversion pieces. People have been rolling a ton of them. Again, trying to grab BIS, so they sell off all their non-BIS pieces typically on the trading post. So you should be able to find some at a pretty solid price. And again, this is all through 2 perkers. Amulet, health and protection, right? Health and then either slash or thrust protection I would prefer. But some people go flame protection. Either way, health and protection is the 2 perker. Graveyard Seal, I believe drops from Starstone, is health divine slash protection, a pretty viable 3 perker amulet that you can get through PvE. Ring, invigorated punishment, and then either keen or slash damage is really what you should be looking for in a 2 perker. Legate's Ring is keen slash damage with leeching. Very solid ring for a medium bruiser to pick up if you don't want to spend the money on the 2 perker while you're working towards getting BIS. And then the earring, regenerating, refreshing toast is ultimately the 2 perks that we want. There's Champion's Earring that you can acquire through the PvP track, which is regenerating, refreshing toast with refreshing. There is also an earring that drops from Genesis, which is the same thing but with strength instead of con. So there's some named options for you if you want to put those in to grab some 3 perkers instead. So, but again, ultimately BIS, Great Axe, you're going to be gearing towards Thwarting Strikes, Refreshing Move, and Enfeebling Maelstrom, which now does drop from the Sandworm raid in Season 2. So if you don't have one, instead of spending the millions of gold to roll it and get it, or spending gold cap plus to buy it off somebody who has rolled it, I would suggest getting a Beast Ward, Beastbane set ready, finding a solid 20-man, get the Worm raid on farm, and then get it from there. It's an awesome axe. I personally have it, not the one that drops. I have a crafted one, but it's great. It's great. You definitely notice the difference when you weaken that entire clump. You notice the survivability of not only yourself, but all of your teammates as well. So, Warhammer, Sundering Shockwave, Thwarting Strikes, and then the next perk, you're either going for Attunement or Plague Strikes. Armor, 4 Resil, 5 Elemental Aversion, 5 Freedom, plus Insatiable Gravwell. At this time, your Enfeebling Maelstrom should be on your Great Axe. When you are progressing your gear, I would work towards my armor before I work towards my weapons, right? It's much more cost effective to upgrade your armor than it is to go right for the Great Axe. So I would definitely go for the resilient elemental version and freedom insatiable grab-well armor. Get that decked out and then start working towards your weapons. They're going to be a lot more expensive. So amulet, we're still looking for health protection. The third perk is kind of a toss-up depending on your playstyle. So divine, shirking and power, or stamina recovery. The ring, you're looking for invigorated punishment, and then either keen or slash damage with leeching. And then the earring, you're going to be regenerating, refreshing toast, and purifying toast. All right, thanks so much, guys. Be sure to check out my basic Bruiser guide. It does go over some tips and tricks. Also, stay tuned to make sure you like and subscribe. I will be having an advanced combat techniques video coming out shortly, and it's going to cover some pretty in-depth combat techniques for medium Great Axe Warhammer. Different things to do, different things not to do, different scenarios, stuff like that. Definitely subscribe, that way you know when that one's coming out. It's going to be some good stuff. All right, guys, thanks so much. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.